Welcome back to Pisces TV with Dr. MB. We are going to get started with your reading, dear Pisces. I'll tell you, honey, and I don't want any of the guys to leave in this moment, but I will say that it is definitely an it girl power, like some feminine energy, predominantly. Okay, we do have the Emperor. And I do know the story of the Emperor when he did take the approach of the Empress in a situation for whatever reason. And if you're interested in knowing more about that, Google it, or maybe I'll do a video on it one day. But there is stardom, fame, fortune in the fate or destiny for you. If you don't fully resonate with that, it could talk about the self-limitations right here. And just like not being really grounded, but intuitively knowing that, something is your destiny, and at the same time being afraid or sabotaging it. There's a balance that is needed when it comes to like what you studied and your skills and your natural intuitive gift. So regardless of what you do, for some of you, it's like pop-up shops, public speaking, startup businesses, the initial stages of an enterprise, an investor. For others of you, it could be pharmaceuticals, innovation, creative writing, magicians, artists, music, careers in psychology, public service, internet, music, the film industry, the entertainment industry. Some of you, government jobs, land, natural resources, rules, regulations, overseas jobs, teaching, especially in faraway countries for some of you. And it's a big deal. A very big deal. Having a partner and working in pairs is on the horizon, or a part of this conversation. Careers in sales, publishing, advertising, and communications. And for some of you, that's the strength of the matter. Information gathering and stimulating work. So specifically for sales, marketing, advertising, it's like by the book or intuitively, a balance is needed there for sure. Self-employment, government jobs, heads of organizations, and some of you, it's a male-oriented field or dominated. And I think the male-dominated field would have more to do with those of you that, are into the arts and music, creative writing, and innovation. Interesting enough. I think that this is super cool. Jupiter's here, very expansive. For some of you, this may be winter. So as winter comes up on the channel, and sometimes we can connect it to, because we had a reading the other day, and maybe it was necessary for that reading. But this symbolizes like just a time frame, not the philosophical, metaphorical thing behind winter. Because the Wheel of Fortune does sometimes talk about time. And the Hangman could talk about like how it isn't right now, but it may be in the future. So that's kind of cool. And now when the song that they sing, that's like, I'll be gone to November. I wonder who coined it and what's like the original interpretation behind it. Because it does talk about like November, December. Saturn is involved. more winter, with the world card that talks about the wholeness and completion. That's December to January. So some of you are going to have a very productive, lucrative winter, beloved. Not gonna lie to you. And that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. There's not a lot of blending of the intuition, like when it comes to traditional versus spiritual. It's definitely spiritual, because the Hierophant got left at the bottom of the deck. So your path may not be the most traditional one. Your relationship may not be the most traditional one. And it talks about embracing the cycle of life, cosmic guidance, and finding hope and inspiration in the midst of change and uncertainty. And for some of you, the uncertainty is in waiting, being at the drawing board, doing the work before the praise. So that's the wait. The work is still necessary. The skills, developing the skills, still necessary. A sacrifice is involved. And for some of you, it's sacrificing, I want to say maybe relationships. And also the Eight of Swords in this area says that that may be a self-inflicted limitation, to say that you have to choose, because those are the thoughts, that there's a choice involved in that in some kind of way. I really like that the Emperor, the Star, and the Two of Cups were clarifiers, actually. So I'll move them so they're not like taken away from the cards. And if this is the couple, this is the organization and the star in harmony. This is the owner and the product in harmony. This is the foundation and the aspiration in harmony. It's also Aries and Aquarius in harmony, where they may fall in your chart. However you want to look at it. I thought that was super cool, because that's where the fame, the fortune, the notoriety, that's where the power and leadership, as well as responsibility, assertiveness, confidence, like I said, the girl boss, and taking responsibility. Now, for some of you, you're there may be someone that's stagnant when it comes to the whole traditional versus unorthodox thing. And I feel that the liberating, independent energy of Aquarius and the star could balance out some of that masculine energy with the yang principle, or the yin, because the high priestess energy seemed to have needed some balance. And I think order and structure could be necessary for a high priestess and the Eight of Swords. But then making sure you don't lose the creative touch and your spirituality and the natural aspect of it, because there was still this kind of like vision or thought about perfecting the craft and losing the creative spiritual aspect of it. So just be mindful of that. I think that that's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to stop. Like, I said so much, but I just laugh like after I say it, but I don't stop myself before I say it, so I can't help it. But yeah, I can understand that for sure. If there's a challenge with this hangman energy, due to the nature of the situation and the environment, it's a big one, because when I shuffled these cards out to see that they were predominantly all major arcanas, and Spirit actually had me change the focus. Not gonna lie. So it could have been my mistake or for whatever reason, but the Hierophant was right there. And I noticed that the Empress card has the open book. The Hierophant is more of the gatekeeping energy. So that's what I'm saying. For some of you, maybe there was a change of heart, a change of mind or something like that, a change in energy. Maybe I should have recorded it 2-3 hours ago. But we right now. And you got the 9 of Coins in the center, where it was like the divine feminine energy was focusing on stability and independence and increase. And maybe it's a cycle of that for you now. With the Hierophant, I feel like it would have been more about tradition, following the rules. But then Aquarius came with this World card. 2 independent, naked women, usually depicted in those cards, wasn't having it. The 9 of Pentacles is there, and it wasn't my own doing because I ain't ever done nothing like that. As long as y'all been watching my channel, you know that. I'm all for my brothers and that masculine energy because I'm kind of old school, so I'm not as groundbreaking as some of you modern day feminists. Okay, but I love you guys and support you all. Okay, lessons and experiences gained through the journey, a deep sense of wisdom, achievement of goals. This is your environment, unity and wholeness. So those of you that may be attracting relationships, this has to do with legacy, waiting, building, health improvements. And some of you, the health improvements lead to attracting better, celebrations and joy, and beginning a new cycle. So some of you, this is definitely embarking on a new journey, something that you've been waiting for. And because it had more to do with fate than destiny, it was kind of like out of your hands. Where some of you sat twiddling your thumb and maybe sitting twiddling your thumb back at the drawing board, or spend a lot of time at the drawing board waiting for this moment. So it's kind of cool that this moment comes. Some of the crystal cards that came out were amethyst, where it talks about expression, gifts, and originality. Don't lose that. Your bread and butter is on that. Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Jupiter, Neptune. Channeling creativity in all forms. Individuality, uniqueness, expression, confidence. Your spiritual team, standing out. And doing yourself a favor to show the world what you've got. And here's the world. That is crazy. Over here, I feel that this has to do with like love, and not just because it's pink. 2 cards came out. I just wanted one, but I took them. The square kind of made me look more at the Emperor over here. Somebody's been waiting on something, planting the seeds for something. And you have comfort, guidance, and ease. This is pink fluorite, Pisces, Mercury. And it talks about mending pieces of the soul, reintegrating fragments to make you feel whole again. Some of you, this money could help. Others of you, that independence, moving out, will help. Staying present inside of your body, acknowledging and accepting each moment as is, and detaching yourself from outcomes. That's this. Because you know, you've seen, you've channeled it, you can feel it. But focusing on the outcome, rushing it, overdoing it, overanalyzing it, probably not favorable. And then we also have Morganite. Acceptance, compassion, and release. Libra, Venus. This card is the ultimate love attractor. So where for some, it's a choice, a decision. Which aspect of you is going to make that choice or decision? And others of you, this is a relationship that we're focused on releasing ourselves from. And in the environment, it's an opportunity to shift dimensions and get into an energy of wholeness, fortune, fame, finances, stability, legacy, all that kind of stuff, which is cool. Clearing the way and clearing away martyrdom. See, I'm not the bad guy. I always say that I ain't no martyr, because I think it's Pisces in something that has that martyr energy. I can't remember. Or is it some air involved? But clearing away that martyrdom or victimhood. Morganite expands your ability to love and receive love, advancing your soul to the core of its inner truth. This is over here. So we're going to take some clarifiers. But that was good. Let's see what this 8 of Swords, excuse me, is talking about. We have alchemy, of course, patience, tranquility, peace, good luck, abundance, and wisdom. Jade came back out. Turquoise came back out. Tanzine, aura quartz. These are all like Pisces-ish crystals. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, what I like about this, where it talks about jade stimulates messages and channel them into your dreams when placed on the third eye chakra. So we should try that. And it's the ultimate good luck charm, opening the heart chakra and boosting your ability to receive. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Venus. And most of the clarifiers coming up over here share this Libra energy and I think Venus. So that's kind of cool. Now, in the hopes and fears with the 8 of Swords, break free of self-imposed limitations. With the Star card coming here with this wholeness, independence, feeling liberated, mental bondage, gaining clarity and perspective and overcoming obstacles, having courage and being determined is important. Now with the Pentacles, that's usually the legacy of some sort. And that's the outcome for some of you. It's your destiny. It's your fate. It's about the timing. This is a legacy. And or for those of you that may have some anxieties about new relationships, I do feel that whether you wait or not, debate about it, deliberate about it all day long and all night, there could still be a blended family or blending families. Okay. Which is great. With the 10 of Pentacles, the legacy that's being created, and I think it was the Emperor right here. So the seeds that are being planted to establish a sense of security and stability within oneself and for our loved ones. Appreciating the importance of heritage and lineage, and taking pride in the accomplishments and contributions of your ancestors. I also I don't know, it just hit me with the whole Pisces Aries thing. I studied something last month during Aries season to see that a lot of it's like Aries, Pisces, Mars, where there's a blending of the constellation. I don't know if it was, excuse me, most of Pisces or if it was most of Aries kind of like emerged into the other, where like the tail of Pisces is still intact, the thing that holds the two fish together in the first place, but much of the rest of it, I think it has something to do with like the Aries constellation of Mars or something. It's crazy. Look it up. So that's interesting that the Emperor came over the Hangman with the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Past efforts being rewarded. For some of you is your approach to take to it. To not worry about the outcome just yet and continue to do the work. Because moving forward, like you got some work to do. Yep. And it's like mastery. A repeat kind of thing. A repetitive kind of thing. And that's cool. When I started I have a clothing line now. But when it was just like this mom pop t-shirt shop, it was very repetitive to be doing individual projects myself. And this spread does talk about individuality, creativity, something from scratch that leads to something else. And that is kind of like an example that I thought of, where you go from this one little thing that with mastery and continuing it, it turns into a bigger thing. So don't limit yourself in thought, because it doesn't make sense. It's not practical. You're not grounded. You're nervous, maybe having some insecurities, and it's causing you to wait like for a better time. That's probably not the best idea, but I can tell you what to do. Self-sufficiency may be one of your life lessons. If we're releasing ourselves and feeling more confident and whole after some non-committed seasons in our relationships or within our practices, because I kind of feel like for some reason it's like I ain't gonna say beef, but it's something in between this high priestess and this Hierophant, where the high priestess is within. The Hierophant is outside. The Hierophant ain't got no gifts for real. The Hierophant has a knack for following the rules and keeping order, much like the emperor, but usually predominantly or solely in the realm of spirituality or the organization within itself. It is the head of it and has an important position. But the high priestess is standalone. You know, if you see somebody that's like high priestessy energy, they're not the head of the church. You know what I mean? And so that's why I said it's like this girl power, this reverse, this flip thing. And even when it comes to the rules versus what feels right, that's in there. And for some, it could be limiting, whichever way you're going with that. But you're encouraged to recognize your own worth. Maybe that has something to do with it. Fostering a mindset of gratitude and contentment on this journey toward personal and material success, because for some of you guys, this is exactly what it is. Fulfillment and security in your achievement. So it's like no longer looking to be fulfilled by something outside of you. And I'm gonna be real with you. This is my personal opinion. Even people who want to be fulfilled through careers, I don't think that's the most safe thing to do. But at least in this energy, it's not another person, and it does help to improve your confidence and your belief in yourself. The hard work and diligence here, it's your choice. Like if you want to wade into a better time, if you don't feel well, if you're dealing with life, or you ain't paid your internet bill and so you can't really do nothing. If you want to sit still because something's missing, that's your choice. But there's other work to do. Like if you're not recording, brainstorm and study. If you're not creating, plan. If you're not planning, just jump in there and get creative and then organize it later. But I've met people, the most organized people that got it all together, right? They got the whole plan out. I ain't done nothing. And then coincidentally, the person that I see living in the success, or at least in the determination and hard work, they just happened to have started one day. It came to them, or they just threw it out there. Those people tell those stories about the businesses and ideas or practices that we see make it. But how many of you feel like that or have heard people say, yeah, I've been doing this since then. I recognize my gifts as a child. I've been writing this book for years. I've been studying tarot 12, 13, 15 years, or whatever field you're in. Got it all figured out. Got journals and journals of stuff. And what's to come of it? So then, for some, your fear is patience and or even investing in it. So there may be a need to cultivate some patience and persevere in the pursuit of one goal at the least, because I know we have like several goals. A time of waiting and watching as projects unfold and investments mature. So for some of you, you're there. Others of you, it's the fear of how much to invest. This could be in a relationship, in yourself, in your future, in spirituality, or something more traditional. Learning to trust in the natural rhythms of growth and development. Staying focused on long-term objectives and knowing what patience and diligence will ultimately lead to, which is success. Okay. For whoever it's for, because I ain't saying, oh, everybody. Could be. Skills. There may be a new skill set or a new idea, learning something new coming up in the near future. You may learn it through somebody who is spiritually gifted or has like a connection to spirit. For real. Like, not like a hobby or interest, but, a priestess. You feel me? And nothing, y'all have to get to know me, because I can imagine how that's taken for me to say it that way, but I can't belittle the beauty and the magic in people who actually have magic, even though it's appreciated. The people who just like adore it and study it and are knowledgeable in it and wise in it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the magician having the tools outside of them. Favor from spirit, right? To be handing down those aces. But it's not in him. The high priestess got something inside of her that makes her just as magical as the magic inside of her. Like the energy that makes those rituals and stuff that the magician does magical, that energy is in her. Instead of being in the tools and in the candles and in the stuff that you can put it in. Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. And some of you may want to work on that, because I've seen that happen. Like in awakenings, the more spiritual you become, the more unstable you could be in the third dimension. Not gonna lie to you, because I said it myself. And I won't say jokingly, because it could be a serious matter, where I observed from my knowledge of how it looks when some things are activating and opening. It ain't much different from a crazy motherfucker on the street corner hollering about something. It could be hyperactivity. Is real similar to someone like the high priestess. The hyperactivity is the Holy Spirit or the divine within her. But to a medical professional and a sane practical person, it's a disorder with this 8 swords. So yeah, I have observed that, and I ask, but it kind of just made sense and doesn't have an answer. It's funny where either way, the unseen is always protected, because can't nobody ever just pinpoint it, because it always kind of looked like something else. And most of the people that are so gifted, sometimes and usually, I'll say it, in my opinion, usually have challenges emotionally, mentally, energetically, some kind of way. I haven't seen like uber grounded, practical, logical people have fucking superpowers and shit. I mean, you learn to over time, because you have to protect your magic. I've done it. I became actually more conservative, more intelligent, more patient, more calm, because nobody's discrediting the light. Okay. Nobody's discrediting spirit. Nobody's discrediting God, the Holy Spirit, its capacity to connect with human beings. Nobody is going to discredit that and say, oh, they some hippies, or that's some bullshit. So I shine and I represent spirituality in a practical way on purpose. Maybe because I'm just a smart ass. I do have an Aquarius moon. So beside that, the 2 wheels are interesting, and almost 3. Excuse me. And I like that too, because that church, that's crazy. It's a lot of implied things here, which is cute, because the Hierophant being at the bottom of the deck, and this giving me the situation and the outcome, if connected, is either 3 pentacles or 4. 4 pentacles, that's the Emperor holding on to that money, baby, that inheritance, saving. It also talks about balancing money, bank accounts, and stuff like that. Okay. Maybe a decision is going to be made about something when it comes to banking. Maybe it's your spiritual bank. Maybe it's an actual bank. Maybe you focused on something being released to it or from it online. That's fine, because you've been waiting. It's like, give me my shit. I want that shit too. This is getting it for sure. Now, real quick, so I can jump on it and off of it. Some of us that may have hyper energy activity or spiritual gifts and abilities during the time of a transit or aspects of your life, whatever the case, being overwhelmed and weighed down, focusing on this independence and kind of like being a little lighter. How you can help yourself is being confident and feeling whole without the thing yet. So without the fame that I'm talking about, or the attention that you'll receive, or the partner that you're attracting, or the legacy that you're building, without that, you still have to feel that. You still have to be that. And when you don't, and it's like cracking and breaking, this 10 of coins can be heavy. Everybody loves seeing the 10 coins, and I do too. But when it means bags, baggage, tons of bricks, now hopefully ain't nobody got a ton of bricks and some bags, because they time. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, because I told him, till you do right by me. Okay, so let me find out. But I wanted to say that now with this look of 3 pentacles, without it being the 3 pentacles, be open to and mindful of constructive feedback. Okay. You're learning to appreciate the value of collaboration, and you're striving for excellence in mastery of an endeavor. So be open to constructive feedback. I didn't say criticism, I said feedback. Because this person, this organization, this high priestess, this person on the internet, this whoever, may be helping you with your creative vision, because you have the gift but may not be organized or energetically grounded enough right now to kind of like put it together. So if your readings have said wait and be still and oh, you're not ready and more time, here's a little secret. This, because it is, maybe. Okay. Now, as this is the skill or craftsmanship, 3 pentacles, we'll talk about working diligently toward that, and with others, sharing the objectives. The Emperor does that. The Emperor don't do everything. He just the CEO. It's everybody else who do the work. He just own the company. So there's that. Now with the 4 pentacles, this is materialism and stability and security, possessions and resources and holding on to them. But We want to be mindful to not do that out of scarcity and fear of loss, where it's an investment, but we're afraid. Be mindful of that. Release attachments to material possessions and embrace a mindset of abundance and prosperity, trusting in the flow of resources and opportunity. So there's that. That's kind of cool. Cool. So ask your questions. We're going to pull 3 cards and see what Spirit has for you. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And then I didn't even really touch on it. With the 7 of Pentacles, for some of you, it's the approach. Others of you, it's the hopes and fears. But it represents patience, perseverance, investments, signifying waiting for seeds to grow and effects to bear fruit and efforts to bear fruits. I'm sorry, my lip got stuck. I might need some lip chap. The importance of long-term planning and vision. So we planning for the long term with the 10 Pentacles. This person, this new spouse, this new lover, this idea, this choice, this collaboration, this feedback is supportive of long term. It involves cultivating patience and perseverance, is why it's crossing this hangman for sure. When it talks about waiting and watching as projects unfold and investments mature. Now see, that's for people who done something. That's why I said it's crossing you, being in this hangman energy if you ain't even started yet. And then I don't know if time on your side, because I don't know, not all the time, but just in this moment, wasting time with the 7 of coins and the Wheel of Fortune, because he's sitting there with his hand on his chin and the motherfucker still spinning, babies, while you're sitting there with your hand on your chin. And then being stingy because they got to increase. You got 9 coins behind you and sitting here with your hand on your chin, with this time running down. That is definitely some toxic energy over here with this 8 of Swords. And you know it with this High Priestess above it, and Spirit is like, yep, and yep. So this whole reading was probably leading up for this moment for me to say that. That's crazy. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. So I hope you ask your questions. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, helpful people is somebody's answer. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay. I said just what I fine. Group 3. I just wanted 1. Okay, it's getting closer for some of you because we had within the next year for somebody. And some of you have within the next few months. Okay. And I think that was about marriage, but I don't know. Depends on your question. So group 1, big happy changes. Super cute. I did, excuse me for smacking. I did an abundance affirmation on the quantum healing and NLP therapy. So if you haven't subscribed to the page or got the notification, you can find it from the homepage here at Pisces TV. It's one of my other channels. You might like it because it's about the big happy changes. Group 2, listen to your intuition with that High Priestess right there. And maybe with the lovers, you got 2 cards because outside of actual lovers, the Lovers card represents choices. So group 3 of your choices. No need to worry. Opportunity. So for some of you, that's the 8 of Swords right here. Or being present and available when the opportunity presents itself. And I think this 8 of Pentacles has something to do with it. Because if you worried, you ain't confident. If you worried, you ain't done the work. And there is an opportunity. So it's like your choice. So there's that. So y'all got to, I guess because the Lover's card is right here, but that's fine. I asked for one. And I do hope that it helps. Until next time.